Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. It is our off-air podcast that we do 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Producer Kelvin is out. He is in South Florida.
Hey, we're sunny and warm.
I saw some of his Instagram story last night. His friends, they took one of their friends down there for his birthday, and so they're all got an Airbnb, and they were all having fun.
Did they only take one friend? Because for some reason, I didn't look close, but it looked like they had a gaggle.
Oh, yeah, it's a gaggle.
Days.
So they all sort of, it's almost like a bachelor party. Everyone chipped in to pay for the one birthday guy.
Okay.
Shay. So they're having a good time down there. So he's experiencing sun, and it's still gray here in Charlotte. But Abe just texted me and said that it does feel good outside.
I was going to say, you got to at least appreciate, what is it like? Is it like 60 there right now?
It is 66.
Okay, so it could be worse. It's just gray. And
gray.
it's not that it's good that it's gray in 66, but it could be 19.
Yeah, 100%. So hey, listen, I'll take it. it. So this is going to be a short podcast, by the way, just to let you know.
Short. We got things to do and people to see and places to go. And
I wanted to call my mom real quick.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do a little special. She would kill me. I still don't know her number by heart. Like, I kind of have it down, but if you put me on the spot.
No, I just now tentatively learned my fiance's number.
Like, I don't know Abe's number. Like,
hello.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, son. How are you?
Good. You're on the podcast with Holly.
Hi.
Well, good freaking Friday morning to y'all.
Yep. That's how I'm feeling. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Yes. What are you doing, Mom?
Working. Trying to get the last days in.
Well, that's why I wanted to call you about and wanted to say congratulations on retirement.
What a big deal.
Yes.
Are you so excited? I mean, you have to be.
Oh my God. At first I was kind of scared.
Yeah.
But it's like the closer it's getting, the more excited I am. I can't wait. I wish today was the last day.
Oh man.
What are you most?
Yeah. Or like when is it happening?
March 1st.
Oh man, you have
I'm sorry. February 29th is my last day. I'm just like somebody in jail. I got a calendar marking the day.
You only have a little over a month. That's cool that it's on leap day too, of all days. Special.
Yeah. And then it's February.
So what are you most excited about other than not working?
Not working.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything else? Like that's the dream.
Actually, what I'm really excited about is I don't sleep at night. I'm not a sleeper. And I don't have to worry about getting up and listening to people curse me out every day. But yeah, just being able to do what I want to do when I want to do.
Absolutely.
So, Mom, can you sort of go down the list of all the different types of jobs you had? Because I love throwing out that you were a bounty hunter back in the day.
That's badass.
Right? But like you have had so many different types of jobs through the years because you started working when you were a teenager, right?
12.
12. Man.
12.
That was what, 1945?
All right, you got jokes this morning. Don't give me a cuss now. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be mature.
Don't be. You're about to be in retirement. This is the time where you can just say whatever the hell you want to.
I do that any fucking way. Where is Kelvin?
He is in South Florida. He has the day off. They took their friend, one of their friends down there for their birthday.
Oh, he should have took me with him.
Right?
Next time.
They don't know. He don't know that you're a party.
So, Mom, go over some of the jobs you've had.
When I was 12, I worked at this restaurant, stand sandwich shop. The man thought I was 16. I worked for them until I was 16. Then I got a job at the U.S. Department of Labor. while I was in high school. After that, that's when I started the bail bonding company. I started that in 1977 up until when did we come back from Colorado? In 97.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back to the bail bonding company. I had a couple of jobs in Colorado. Well, no, I only had one job in Colorado.
And what did you do there?
Scamming people.
You were what now? Sorry. You said scamming people?
Scamming people. It was a telemarketing company, and I tell you, I made good money.
Well, you do when you're scamming.
Wait. Hold on. Back up.
I guess that's where you got your honesty from. Is me, huh?
Wait, what? Okay, this is news to me. I thought y'all sold plastic gloves to companies.
Not plastic gloves, latex gloves.
Yeah.
Where do you go to get latex gloves? You get a case of latex gloves, and they cost $490 for a case of gloves.
But they don't.
No.
No.
You could probably get a case back then. You could probably get a case of gloves for maybe, I think they were paying like $49 for a case.
So what was happening to the extra money?
They was banking it.
Yeah.
They was rich. Remember Miguel, Dave, and
Don't say their names.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Well, actually, he's no longer with us. He was my best friend.
Mm-hmm. Dave was a super nice guy. I remember him growing up, but I'm literally shocked right now because I just remember my mom working in a nice building.
Wait. Back to Dave. Remember, I told him, I said, I hope Miguel grow up to be just like you, because he had money, he was good looking, very businesslike, and he was gay. And when you told me that you was gay, and I called him and told him, he said, you should be careful what you wish for.
You got your wish. All the things. All the things.
He said, there you go. You got it. You got what you asked for.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. I'm still not done with the scamming thing.
What?
So
isn't that what every single company does, though, Miguel? Like, be honest.
No, I mean, actually, I was just listening to a podcast about how so many corporations, Target, Amazon, Walmart, how they use the pandemic as an excuse to raise prices. And
when did they go back down?
Right. And everyone's blaming it on inflation. Inflation has started to come down. It's the corporations
100%.
that have kept the prices high. So you are correct.
Because they see it, and then they're able to tell their shareholders, oh, look, business is up. Look how much, look at the profit margin. And it's because they keep raising the prices and people can't pay for stuff. But it's basically scamming people. I mean, everything is. Nothing costs what people are telling you it costs. Like, you think it costs that much for my whole home Wi-Fi? Come on. Like, who even sets those prices? That's bullshit. Like, so, no.
Exactly.
No,
Wow.
And food doesn't cost what it costs, and clothing for sure doesn't cost what they say it costs. It's just, it's a whole big scam. So I'm not even mad at it.
All right. So Mama was out here just working these streets for these latex gloves back in the day. All right.
But we was living good.
Yes, that is true. So when we moved back to Atlanta in 97, this is where your jobs got really interesting. What did you do?
Well, I went back to the bail bonding company, and people had just really got out of hand with the shooting, the guns and stuff. So I kind of figured it was time for me to hang up the bounty hunting. Because back when I started, we didn't have to carry guns. I mean, I carried a gun, but never had to use it. Never had to pull it out on anybody. I used to fight, and so I did that for like a year, and then that's when I started working on this job I'm retiring from.
Wow. Well, you have had quite the storied career, Mom.
Oh yeah, what construction worker,
Mm-hmm.
bail bonding.
Scammer.
This one, scam- uh, this one job that I had, I absolutely hated that job. It was called Avino Wonder Fashions. It's where they make the blinds and shutters for your home business or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated that job. My password on that job was I hate my job.
Okay.
Wait, is this the job where you had a little spat with the boss, the manager there?
Yes.
What did you
But
do?
that was just about all of them.
Mm.
No, I was just joking. I got along with everybody I work with except for these people. I hate it. Customer service.
But like, wasn't there an incident between you and one of your boss there?
Oh, that was at um the logistics company.
Mm.
I worked in the office and they had what was that shipping agent,
Mm-hmm.
and the girl that was doing that, she was going out on maternity leave. So my supervisor told me that I was going to have to do her job, and I'm like, this is not what I get paid to do. And I said, you know what, I got a job, so I'm going to do it. So the lady, the supervisor came in there and I said, Miriam, I have a question for you. I said, this part right here, I don't understand. She said, can't you read? It's right there on the paper. Oh my God. I picked up the stapler. And then when she said it, she started walking out the door. And I picked up the stapler and threw it at her. And I was like, oh my God, let me go. Let me go. Because I'm going to jail for knocking this woman upside the head with this stapler. So I left. I quit.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to get my unemployment because, when I explained it to him, I told him I had went to the manager, I went to the general manager, and they said that, I took all the steps to try to get it resolved.
Mm.
Nobody liked that lady. That lady didn't even like herself.
Well,
That's usually the case.
yeah, you throwing staplers and stuff. Wow. All right. Well, Mom, what do you plan on doing in retirement outside of relaxing? Are you gonna become like a greeter at Walmart, or
Hell no.
what is it
No
that you
damn freedom.
No.
what do you want to check receipts at Costco? Get a good discount?
Nope. Nope. I'm coming up there to stay with you for about 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you know that?
And then I probably spend a week at the casino. Then I'm gonna go see Holly so I can go fishing into the
Come
beach.
on. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
You know what? When I woke up this morning, I thought I was on the beach. It was so freaking hot.
Yes, the
we
humidity.
are having a bit of a heat wave all over.
Mm-hmm.
It was just 14 degrees the other day.
Yeah, I know.
And
That's
now
what's
it's
so
70.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Welcome to the end. Wow.
This bipolar weather.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mom, thank you so much for letting us celebrate you for a little bit. I just wanted to call and congratulate you on retirement. You got 1 month to go, so don't throw any staplers.
I am so excited. Well, I'm home working, so I don't have to worry about throwing them now.
Good.
Yeah, that's right.
Good. All right. Well, love you, Mom. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good Friday.
Love y'all too.
Bye.
Y'all have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Girl, she didn't say she was coming up here.
She didn't say she was coming down here. That's what happens. Just wait. You want to know what happened when Margaret retired? She moved in.
See, we ain't got no kids though. She ain't got nobody to take care of.
That's the only thing that has saved you if you don't want your mom to move in, is that you don't have a kid. So that's fine. No, but she's gonna be visiting a lot. So she's gonna come stay with you for a while. Maybe she'll come stay at your other house for a while. She's gonna stay with. Apparently, she's gonna stay with me for a while.
She's gonna stay with you. Yeah, girl. You got a whole empty upstairs.
I do, and honestly, I wouldn't mind having her up there within reason.
Right.
I'm not having people move in with me again. Like once they retire and learn my lesson. But I gotta clean it up there. I have to clean it. It just is. It's time. It's time. I got to do it. But I wouldn't mind having Rom come stay for a few days up there. I mean, that's no big. It's a whole apartment.
Yeah, she can do her own thing. What what are you gonna do with your mom's stuff?
I'm having a hard time with that actually, because my one of my best friends, Erin, works in like she's a paralegal for like when
wait.
people die.
Can I pause you 1 second? I think my mom's calling back. Hold on.
Oh.
Mom?
Okay, now y'all want to talk shit after I hang up the phone.
Wait, no.
No, did you hear me say you could come and stay at my? I just gotta clean it out.
Now
You didn't
I
come
was
stay at
trying-
my
I
apartment.
was trying to be nice today. And y'all won't take me there.
No, not at all. I was just surprised. That's all. But Holly said you can come stay with her for a little bit.
Yeah.
You can
I
come
just have
stay.
to clean
with
it out.
What?
You gotta give me a minute.
What did you say?
No, I said I didn't know you were coming. I was like, that's surprising to me. I didn't know.
Yeah, but the expression on your face, I just turned y'all on.
Thank you, Mom.
Bye.
We know that you're always watching. Bye.
Always watching. I said I got you.
Oh my gosh. So Holly, so your friend Erin is
She's a paralegal in that realm of like when people die and their stuff goes through probate, like that's what she does. And she had suggested there's a lady who comes and does that for you. Like there's a lady has a business where she will clean out the deceased person's home and do, you know, some stuff is for donation, some stuff is for being sold, some stuff is for keeping, and some stuff is for just throwing out, whatever. None of us have called this lady yet because I kind of feel like it's kind of my job to do this. And put a pin in that because I want to talk about Swedish death cleaning in just a minute. But it's a lot. But I also I want to make sure I save the things that I need to save. And I'm sure that lady would probably work with you in some capacity.
right.
I guess it's just that it seems so overwhelming. Not the emotional part of it necessarily, because I think I'm in an okay place to do it now. But like, where the hell do you start? It's a freaking mess. I'm sorry. Usually I say just cuss, but like it's a freaking mess up there. Like you can barely move around at this point. And so like I guess my fiance and I even talked about literally tomorrow actually starting this process in the living room. I said maybe the kitchen, because at the kitchen seems easy to me. We're going to keep a lot of the stuff that belong in the kitchen because if we do have someone staying with us, you've got silverware and everything up there. Like we'll keep a lot of that. Yeah, there's like food. There's food that probably expired in 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got to throw out like some containers of almond milk and like Cheerios and like coffee pods. Like I haven't done that. And there's nothing that's like gonna stink or anything. It's all sealed up, but it's expired. So I have to go that. I thought maybe that would be easy. Start with the kitchen and then move to the living room. My biggest issue is I would love to, you know, just get stuff in a pile of like giving away, throwing away, but I wouldn't mind trying to make some money on some stuff if we could sell it.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how to do that. I don't know where to do that. And I don't know who wants what. And I do not want to have a garage sale because God, like I've had garage sales before, yard sales or whatever.
All
and
the
it's
haggling.
so much work. Carting all this. Like that's what my grandmother did. My mom and my Auntie Pearl did it when my grandmother left her house. My mom did it when her husband, my stepdad, died. And she was going to be trying to sell her house, huge garage sale. You know how much stress I remember her being under? And I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want any of that. And yes, you end up haggling with like a neighbor 3 roads down for this price of like a glass bowl. They're like, will you take $2? I'm like, what the fuck is even the point? It's for what I'm selling it for. Like, anyway, so I don't have the patience. I do not have the patience or capacity for a yard sale. So, but I would like to sell some stuff. So I may try to like shove that onto my fiance because he's got some time where I'll be like, I'll put some stuff in a pile for things I think we maybe could sell and maybe he can like eBay it. Does that sound like something?
Yeah, or Facebook Marketplace or OfferPad. Because I remember when I bought Chateau Oprah, my old townhouse, for those of you new to the Platypus Posse. Yeah. My first townhouse came fully furnished. I mean, like when I signed the dot and it was mine. I
forgot about that.
Like, because unfortunately, the guy that owned it got cancer or something, but it was like a real fast. And so they were like, we just need to like sell it and be gone. And so they left everything. I mean, I think there was still like spaghetti in the pantry. I mean, they literally was just like, we're done. So what I did is I told one of my roommates that moved in with me. First off, I hired some movers from Groupon to just literally take everything from each floor of the house and put it in the garage. And then I told the roommate that I had at the time, I said, I'll split all the proceeds if you handle the Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and whatever other app there was at the time.
Yeah.
And so over the course of like 2 weeks, he handled it all. And then he showed me the calculations, and then we just split it down the middle since he did the work. And so you can do it that way, where you can just have him put stuff on Facebook Marketplace, OfferPad, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To try to get some of that stuff out.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. And I know that we need to do it, but it just seems like it's going to be a lot no matter what. I just would like to do it so that that can literally close the final chapter, because a week from today is the day that she passed.
Wow.
So it's been kind of on my mind a lot over the last couple weeks. I think I've been subconsciously stressed out or anxious or depressed or something. So I really want to try and get that done, and it'll probably take the whole summer, to be absolutely honest.
Right.
So we're trying to work on that now, and we may actually, like I said, take the steps to start that. And I'm not kidding. Like, I wouldn't mind if your mom came down and she could stay upstairs. That's the point of having the whole upstairs there, and so, yeah, it's weird, because I feel like this is where my own brain is a bit effed up, where I'm like, why would I care about the anniversary of the death? Like, it doesn't mean anything. And I'm like, but because I've always thought when people are like, oh, it's the anniversary of my parents passing, I'm so sad about it. Having not been through it, I'm like, but why is it so sad? Like, because you just don't understand it fully. Like, I can logically understand it, but emotionally I
feel it.
And so that's why, for myself, I've been like, why would you be upset about this? It's like not a big thing. But I think it's sort of the this is probably not the right term, but bear with me, like the PTSD of what was happening a year ago.
100%.
And I remember it. And like, it's almost like muscle memory, because all the same things that are happening now. And it's interesting because like it relates to like the school year, for example. So last year at this time, and every year at this time, Maya's school does like a Super Bowl day where you bring in a can of soup and you sit with your kids on the courtyard and eat lunch one of the days. Grandparents' Day is coming up, and all that stuff was happening last year, and it had reached an insane level last year. And then she died. It was like the day of that Super Bowl thing going into Grandparents' Day. And then this year is all happening. It's happening again. And I'm like, I was doing this last year, but like, all that stuff was going on. So I get it now, by the way. People that have said like the anniversary is a thing. I get it. But I haven't really understood how to like process it or handle it, because it's not conscious thoughts for me a lot.
It's just a feel. Sometimes I feel like, I mean, what I've learned from Abe, who lost a family member, he lost his sister some years ago. And it's so funny now that we've been together, for almost 7 years. I don't know the dates of when stuff happened, but I can always feel his energy change, and he doesn't even consciously realize it. So it's like when we're coming up on the anniversary of her death, he starts to just get very melancholy, and like literally it'll take 2 days, and I'll be like, what? And he's like, I don't know what, sister. And it's just something that's sort of like you, where it's just that time of year where things happen. So for him, it's always that time of year when she passed, and then her birthday. Where the feelings start to, sort of get churned up. And I feel like you just got to like experience it and just go through it and just be like, acknowledge it. Yeah.
Yeah. Navigate the waters, if you will.
For the OG Platypus Posse, navigating them waters, girl.
We out here navigating them waters.
Laura Toplife said, when my mom passed as her only child, I kept the things I wanted, let her sister and nieces and nephews come through to get what they wanted, and donated the rest. I didn't sell anything, and I regret it sometimes.
Right. I'd like to, like, for stuff that's not sentimental to me, I would like to sell it, because it's like I'm just giving up money.
Right.
Why would I do that? But then there's stuff that was sentimental. But let's unpin Swedish death cleaning really quick.
Yes.
And actually, this was a topic, I want to say it was on Reddit, or maybe it was on somewhere, that people were having a conversation about it online, where it's like, as boomers get older, the older boomers especially, and maybe the last remnants of the silent generation, they're dying, and you've got this entire home to clean out. And historically, it's been left to the children to do it. And now some people are like, it's too much, especially if you happen to be a younger person and you have to deal with an older person's passing, and you're in like the height of parenthood and working a job and maybe 2 jobs. And like, when are you supposed to find time to clean out this person's stuff? And like, how do you know what was important to them and what wasn't? And like, what should you save? What should you not? And so, while that whole conversation is raging online, because there are people that are like, if you loved your parent at all, you're honored to do this work. And then some people are like, I don't have time. And if they wanted me to save something, or if they wanted me to have something, they should have let me know. I'm throwing it all out. So there's 2 thoughts. And I was on a plane ride up to Charlotte sometime last year. It might have been in like August or November or something. And I came across a audiobook of The Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. And I think it was narrated by someone like Helen Mirren, so it was really nice.
Oh, that's so comforting.
The thought behind it for Swedish death cleaning is that as one gets older, one realizes one's going to die, and you're going to have to reconcile with that at some point or another. And while you reconcile it with your life, you also reconcile it with your belongings, because obviously you can't take it with you. I mean, that's the basis of it. And to be mindful and kind and thoughtful of your children, or whoever it is that's going to have to carry on after you, could be, nieces and nephews, could be friends, whatever, to be mindful and kind and think of them as we all want to. When we leave, we want to leave, hopefully having someone that loves us and remembers us. You should start the process of going through your stuff. Right. And the book is geared towards older people that may have a hard time wrapping their mind around this, because you have to come face to face with the fact that you're going to die. So the book is geared towards older people, but secondarily towards younger people like me, who are left with all this stuff and what to do with it. And so the book that's mainly geared for older people is talking about how you've got all of these memories. And again, the people that are coming behind you wouldn't necessarily know what's important, what you want them to keep. Where are the passwords? Did that one spoon that got passed down from great grandmother so-and-so make it? And like, is it distinguishable from the rest of your spoons? And so stuff like that, the book was explaining how to go through. And I only got into like chapter 4 before the plane landed. And I haven't gone back because I got busy, but it was talking about how you start small, start in the kitchen, and you make these piles of like donating, throwing away, recycling, keeping, passing down, whatever. But you have to go through with a pretty iron grasp and be like, truly what's important to me. Like what actually matters. My mom, God bless her. Like, I think this is beautiful that she did this. She kept so much of my brother and mine stuff. Like, I mean, grade school papers and like little knickknacks and things. And I think it's beautiful. And I like to, I haven't even looked at all of it, because frankly, I don't even know where all of it is. It's somewhere in my house between the garage and her upstairs. But she's got so many things that were from us, and she kept them because she loved us, and it was sort of like her honor to do it. But at the same time, I don't really want the book report that I wrote in 6th grade.
What about for the Museum of Holly O'Connor one day?
I mean, it's whoever's hosting the museum, let me know. I have my last binky.
Listen, we're gonna have the Museum of Miguel and Holly.
Yes.
It's gonna have our audio files and things from our childhood.
Yeah, can you find my last binky? It's like yellowed, and like the rubber part, the part is like brown with cracks in it, and my mom saved it. She saved everything. So I have it all, and I'm absolutely doing that for my daughter in lesser portions, because I'm understanding how much. And you have to understand, like, my mother's mom never did that. Like, saved zero. So my mom desperately wanted to save all of our stuff. There's generational trauma wrapped in as well. But so I have to go through all this stuff, and the book is saying for the older person, ask the younger people, well, when they have a minute, come over for like an hour and let me just ask you, do you want this stuff? Like, and don't feel hurt if they don't.
Right.
That was your thing. You were saving it for you. You weren't really saving it for them if they don't want it. If they don't want it, that's their choice. But do you want it? You probably don't need it. Get rid of it. And so the art of Swedish death cleaning is talking about how you can lighten the load for the people that are going to have to take care of your affairs once you've passed. And so that would be the perspective that I would want to share with those people online having conversation about, like, well, my children and grandchildren should be honored and proud to go through everything in my house. And the kids and the grandkids are like, fuck that shit.
Like, girl, bye.
I'm getting a backhoe and I'm just dumping it.
Literally,
like,
that's too much.
It's this unrealistic expectation. So I say all that to say I'm about to go do my own Swedish death cleaning of my mother and go through things. And there absolutely will be stuff that I want to keep. I found we had to go through her closet when we had the hole in the ceiling where it was the what is it? Wet ass ceiling.
Oh,
we had to go
walk.
through the walk.
Wet ass ceiling.
We had to go through her when we were having a leaky roof. We had to go through her closet, and in a tucked away purse somewhere, I found her perfume from the 90s, and I was like, oh, this smells like my mom going out in the 90s, you know? And so I'm keeping that because that's scent is so closely tied to memory. But a lot of the other stuff, like stuff that is sad, because I'm like, these were like prized possessions of hers that don't mean anything to me, that I'm going to be getting rid of. So it's going to be emotional, I think, and overwhelming and exhausting, but we starting it on the 1-year anniversary pretty much.
I remember this summer when my friend Brandon passed away, and we went to his funeral in Atlanta, and the next day his parents and brother, has a twin, and a younger brother, and they were there cleaning out his house.
Yeah.
And that was really, I think that's what sort of got me thinking about that, because, you know, Abe and I used to always joke that, because Brandon lived by himself and he had 4 dogs, and he would always clean up his house when people would come over, but otherwise a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
And he was going to eventually, in the next couple of years, like once a couple of his dogs passed away, his plan was to sell his house or renovate a little bit and sell it and move somewhere. But obviously that did not happen. And so his family had to like tear it apart. And so at the same time as we were in the house with the family, and his mom was just, every time I think about it, it just sends shivers, because she's such a like smiley, happy person, Susan. And you could just see the just grief and just sadness on her face as we're walking around the house.
I can't imagine having to do it for a child. That's not the natural order.
No,
it
not at all.
simply isn't. It's just not.
Not at all. But there was like, you know, they were getting ready to sell the house and get it cleaned out. And so there was just all these things where probably to them, you know, I'm like, oh my God, that's the time when, you know, I was over for our little fake bachelor party after Abe proposed, and there's a piece of glitter from, you know, when they threw it for us in 2020, or there's the candle that he would always leave on at night when he would sleep, and we'd yell at him, you know, about it. All these little items everywhere that all just are gone.
Yeah.
And so we got to like take a few things from his house with us. But that really got me thinking about all the things that I keep and that I have moved with me from when you and I lived together. Like there are boxes that I still, to this day, every place we move, I take it. And Abe's always like, do you really need your fucking journalism paper from your second year of college?
It just depends on what's important to you.
And I'm like, I don't know. I just feel
like I might.
I don't know. But now, like, since Brandon passed, I'm like, I mean, do I really need it? Like, who is going to read this paper? Like, who?
I mean, Miguel, you know I will.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You'd be like, let me see. Let me read.
I'd be like, sit down. I'm gonna read it. Tell me about it.
Let me just read this real quick.
But see, I'm sentimental. I see someone in the comments. I don't know where it is, but they said Maya might want to do it with you. And she might, but also she probably doesn't. Like she's 10. And
Trisha.
I don't
Trisha
know.
Brand.
Thank you. I don't know about all 10-year-olds. They get bored easy. And you would think she would. and she might say she would, but she'd see one thing and I'd be like, oh my gosh, let me tell you this story about Nana. She da 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 da, and I'd be like, that's cool. Can I get my iPad? Like,
I feel like she's just not there at that age to like appreciate that stuff. It'll happen because I was the same way.
But also she's not as sentimental as I am. I don't think.
Right.
I was telling my fiance this. I was like, I've never ever seen this child cry happy tears. Cry either joyful or like sentimental tears. She cries. It's not like she doesn't cry. She cries. She cries if she's frustrated, if she's overwhelmed, if she's upset, if she's mad, if she's sad, if she hurts herself. Like, she's a crier, but never for like an emotionally impactful, like, this movie is a tearjerker. Like, she'll immediately look at me and she'll be like, Mom, are you crying? And I've been like embarrassed to cry because I'm like, my kid is making fun of me for crying. Like, she just doesn't. Now, could that change? Possibly. But I will show her some of the things that I think are more impactful. For example, when I come across my mom's yearbooks from Bedford High School, 1966, we will be busting that out and looking at these bouffant little flippy hairdos with the little cat eye glasses, and mine will be in black and white, and she'll be like, what on earth?
Like, what is this from so long ago?
Right. So that's going to be fun. But like, only I would know how important the Dom DeLuise cookbook is to my mom, which I got to find. And I'm sure she's got everything earmarked and like highlighted and stuff. Because she always said her mom wasn't a good cook, but she learned from like the Dom DeLuise cookbook. So I'll find that, stuff like that. So anyway, I will involve Maya, but she probably won't want to be involved as much as I'd like her to be.
Before we head out, I do want to take a moment, since not to bring the podcast down. We've been talking about death today.
Well, a couple of people said, Laura Top Life said she needs to get the book. Marlo says, I needed to hear this today. It changed my perspective on my cleaning out. So I'm glad it has been helpful for some.
Anne Marie said, I still have such strong feelings about the fact everything a parent, a family member who passes have left behind is a story being told of everything in their home. It's their life in one spot. It's a lifeline. And then Heather said you could take photos and stuff just in case one year she does wish she did hear about a story or saw XYZ and put a little caption on the back. I wish I'd learned more about my family growing up, and now I don't have things or people to ask. Just a thought.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Is pictures and little notes or what have you.
I wanted to spend a second I lost someone this week, and I feel like, what the fuck? We're just at that age now where
we're just talking about, Miguel and I were talking about how we're at an age where people are dying.
Yes.
That are close, like people our age.
Yes. And it's just like, so I found out that one of my really good friends so I went to 2 colleges. I went to a 2-year school, South Georgia College, and I went to Georgia Southern. Well, at my 2-year school, that is where I always say I learned about myself. And I learned who, like, the seeds of Miguel that you see today started to be planted then. And one big aspect of it is my sense of humor. So at one side of me that you all don't see a lot is that I'm not naturally a funny person. Like, I don't consider myself a funny person. I'm way more serious.
Which is weird because you're like what we used to call Fox funny.
Right.
Which is the broad funny.
Like, everybody's like, ooh, I make some crazy sounds and do some crazy things. Well, that side of my personality, I always say I got from one of my really good friends, Jake Jewell from South Georgia College, because he was just the most outlandish, laugh out loud, slapstick comedy person. And here's a picture of him from when we were in college way back in 2005 at South Georgia College. Well, he just passed away this week. He lived in Douglas, Georgia, and he was a 911 operator. But he was one of the funniest, most creative, intuitive, and also scary people I've ever met, because a bitch could read someone's emotions like nothing. And he was one of the first friends I made in college. And he would always just be like, what are you doing? What is this? I'm feeling something from you. You're giving me depression. You're giving me sadness, but you're laughing and trying to act like you're okay. And I'd be like, bitch, you don't know me like that.
But he did.
But yes, I am. I miss
Right?
go home. Oh my God. But he was so good about that. And one of the things that I always say that I was so sad about is that the world never got to see his creative talent. So there were a couple of productions in college that I directed, and he was the stage or the set designer. And so I would say, hey, Jake, here is the theme for the play for this scene. Can you make this happen? Because that is not one of my talents. And he would be like, got it. And in a day, he would rummage through the big prop and set closet. And the next day be like, what do you think about this? And there would just be down to like, I don't remember what play it was, but there was like just a diamond that represented the backstory of one of the characters that he thought of. And I was like, not one person in Douglas, Georgia is going to look at that diamond and think that. And he was like, but for me, it's important and it tells a story about who this person is. Right. So his attention to detail when it comes to that was just so spot on.
Yeah.
So the world truly is losing a special person in Jake Jewell. But Douglas, Georgia, where he lived, where he's from and lived, they got to know him as being a 911 operator. And so I've been reading through some of the comments from his coworkers and stuff, because we haven't really talked, and he would comment on stuff on Instagram and whatnot, but we hadn't talked in a long time. But I got the news this week and I was just like, it's starting to happen. And it's just so, so sad. Well, that's all we got for you today.
A lot of death. And a happy retirement to Miguel's mom.
Yes, there we go. That'll be the clip we'll put on social media today. My mom being a scammer.
Yes. Yeah, not all the death. Although it is helpful to talk about, because life is all the things, including death.
Absolutely. All right, Holly, what's your social media? People can find you online.
Radio Holly on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter/X, on Threads, and Facebook. Just type in Holly O'Connor. You'll come across it.
Mine is Miguel Fuller. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. I do want to say I'm going to reach, or I'm at my 200 ride on Peloton.
Oh.
And so I think on Monday afternoon, I have to look at my schedule. I'm going to schedule like at 5:00 Eastern time, a Whitney Houston ride.
Okay.
For my 200th ride. And so
that sounds fun.
It's really cool. Peloton, I can invite you and we can all ride together from our separate locations. So if you would like to participate, shoot me a message on Instagram at Miguel Fuller, and I can invite you to my Whitney Houston ride I'm going to do Monday. All right. We will see you later. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere